What's the deal, y'all? Rich Trapper tapping in, TNN Trap News Network, and we back with another weekly wrap-up brought to you by Live Hip Hop Daily. I got some news you can use. Let's get to it. Now, we starting off the 2024 year on a crazy note. Mr. Bust Down Thotiana himself has been released. No, not released. He's been taken into custody for a probation violation. If y'all remember, maybe in 2022, was it 22, 23, Jeff? Something like that. Blueface got locked up for a little scuffly-wuffly, little squabbly-wobbly he had at a club outside of Vegas. Maybe it was a strip club, maybe it wasn't a strip club. That's not what we're here to talk about. What we are here to talk about is Blueface got into it with this man right there, where you can see him snitching on Blueface, happily in court. The same man who in the courthouse at Blueface's sentencing took a selfie with Blueface. Yeah, that man right there, he has I guess, got what he wanted, because now Blueface is in jail based upon a probation violation. And of this violation, his mother is saying that he caught one case defending Krishan Rock, and the other case was the violation behind Jaden Alexis, the one that looked like Stewie Griffin, that one. Yeah, her. She's the reason why he's violated. So now Blueface is locked up within the county jail system, and it's looking like he's going to be there for a quick little moment, not too long. Sources are saying that he probably will be out somewhere by the summertime, so that's maybe 3 to 6 months, maybe not, give or take. But what we do know for sure right now is Blueface is in fact incarcerated. And yeah, man, that's how we starting this thing off. Blueface wants to turn himself in, and you know, we wish him the best. We praying for him while he's locked up, and free Blueface until Blueface is free. In the meantime, we're gonna see how Krishan Rock continues to go all over our internet without Blueface to be her antagonist, for lack of better words. But Jeff, we can keep this in rotation. Let's go to the next story. Now, in our next story, we're going to take you down to Memphis, Tennessee, man, where we are sadly to report that Yo Gotti's brother has been murdered on January 13th. I believe it was January 13th. Yo Gotti's brother was murdered leaving a funeral where his mother was also inside of the car. They said that a gunman walked up to the car, empty shots in. Mom's busted out through the back door. She fled to safety. We thanking God that mom was uninjured. However, she did, in fact, lose her son that night. It's not really too much to say about this outside of the obvious. Jeff, can we? We can. Okay, so they're saying that maybe not one of Young Dolph's artists, I'm not really sure of his name. We're not going to say it on TNN Trap News Network because this is a snitch-free zone, so we're going to maintain we don't know his name, has made a little comment insinuating that he did, in fact, put $40,000 on the head of the late artist, Young Dolph. With that being said, is this a retaliation? Is this a back and forth between two record labels that are setting the streets of Memphis on fire? We're not really 100% sure, but what we do know is a life was lost. And you can see right here, they're showing that this is the vehicle. You see that's a white Ford Explorer, no plates on it. It's looking like, you know, maybe a stolen vehicle, something like that. I'm not sure, but what we are sure of, again, is unfortunately Yo Gotti has lost his brother. You see all the CMG artists from ESTG to Glorilla giving their loves and their condolences to Yo Gotti as he goes through this tough time. We are again sending our prayers and our condolences to the family of Yo Gotti. We are saying an additional prayer for the mother who unfortunately had to witness her son get his life taken right before our eyes, man. That's a sad thing out here, and we hope that everybody in the streets can maybe just turn it down a little bit for this 2024 year. It's only January, and we starting things off pretty rocky. So with that all being said, man, we continuously send our love to Yo Gotti, his mother, and the entire CMG family as they grieve the loss of Yo Gotti's brother. That being said, Jeff, let's keep this thing going. Next story. Now, if you are in Buffalo, New York, and you have absolutely nothing to do but freeze your A double off, you can go and you can apply for this job to shovel snow outside of the Bills football stadium for $20 an hour. I'm not sure exactly if it's worth $20 an hour because that right there is a lot of snow. But swinging this thing into mayonnaise media, you can see that this lack of melanated mayonnaise covered man right there is shirtless, sliding down an ice slope that he made out of his $20 an hour job as he continues to shovel snow out of the Bills stadium. Now, with that being said, the Bills are in the playoffs and they will continue their season. However, due to all the snowstorms in Buffalo, New York, it's kind of hard to play football if you ain't got no field to play football on. So if you're in New York, you need $20 an hour, and for whatever reason, there's nothing else available for you, slide up to Buffalo, and you yourself can shovel snow out of the Bills football arena so they can, in fact, play in the playoffs of the NFL. That being said, Jeff, let's keep this thing going. Next story. Now, this one right here is crazy. An 18-year-old young man in New Orleans, Louisiana, has been given a life sentence These group of teenagers in this video that has now gone viral, you can see the video right there as we are talking our way through it. The video has gone viral. These young men found this lady in this parking lot. She was a 73-year-old grandmother. She was found in a parking lot and she was doing her best to maybe load up the car. Maybe she was taking something out the car. We're not really sure about that, but what we do know 100% is they jumped into her car and her arm got stuck in the wheel well. As he's driving off, she came between the car and I believe was a light pole, or maybe it was a post lamp, something like that, a light pole of some sort, and the arm entirely ripped off the socket and it broke her collarbone. Yes, you heard me 100% correct. The body's over here, the arm is over there, and she broke her collarbone. In addition to that, well, 73-year-old grandmother later passes away, and this young man is going to receive a life sentence. Now, to add salt to that wound, there were 3 other young people. This young lady in specific was actually identified by her mother. That's right, her mother turned her in, and she will be receiving 20 years. Yes, 20 years to all 3 teens involved with the young man who will be additional research. My bad, bring this back. Jeff, words are hard. Slow this down. All 3 teens will be receiving 20 years in addition to the young man who will be receiving a life sentence for the unfortunate demise of this 73-year-old woman who was really just minding her own business, and these kids jumped into her car and snatched the arm off. That's crazy. Can you imagine stealing somebody's car? They put their arm in and stop you because it is their property, and as any reasonable person would do, they will try to stop you from taking something that belongs to them, especially something as important as a car. And as she's continuously being drugged down the street, she gets hit by a pole because the car is too close to the sidewalk, and the entire arm snatches off. Then goes on to later pass away. That is the ugliest of work. You gonna get a life sentence for that, big dog, and you probably gonna serve every day of that life sentence because, not to put a race on anything, but you're a young black man, she's an older white woman. If that's not bad enough, you are actually on camera guilty of this crime. You're done, brother. I'm sorry. That's the end of it. Unfortunately, Jeff, that's the way the cookie crumbles. We're gonna keep it going though. Next story. Now, if you ever wanted to get a Tesla, now might be the time to get a Tesla because you see the 2021 Model the Model S is going for $20,000 out of Hertz. Why is it going for $20,000 out of Hertz? Because in 2020, maybe it was 2022, between 2020 and 2022, Hertz made a promise to purchase over $100,000 electric cars. That brought the Tesla stock all the way up, or at least it was supposed to, because Hertz didn't actually do that. They made the announcement, but what happened in actuality was they bought about 27,000. And due to the fact that so many people are using Teslas as Uber vehicles, the maintenance is high, the repairs are high, the cost of repairs are high, the materials for repairs are high, the rebooting, reporting, and reconfiguring that computer system is super expensive. Tesla lost a lot of money in dealings with Hertz. They didn't necessarily meet the quota of 100,000 cars being paid for, nor did Hertz even actually send this Tesla stock up to a level that they will make it $1 trillion company. With that all being said, Hertz is now sitting on an overstock of Teslas, maybe upwards to 27 to 30,000, and they don't have any space, nor do they have any real use for these cars. In addition to that, they plan on using the money to switch back to gas-powered cars, in addition to, make things a little bit easier, because we all know that gas-powered vehicles are a lot easier to fix than electric vehicles. So with that being said, man, they sitting on all these cars. It's $20,000 for a Model X, our Model S, excuse me, not the Model X, a Model S, $20,000, 2020, 2021, not actually a bad deal, man. So if you ever wanted to get a Tesla, Hertz might be the place for you to go ahead and slide and get you one. I'm just saying. Jeff, if you want a Tesla, we can figure it out. All right, bet. Well, with that all being said, man, I'm Rich Trapper signing out. This has been TNN Trap News Network, bringing you another weekly wrap-up brought to you by Live Hip Hop Daily. And if you want more TNN Trap News Network, follow us on YouTube, Rich Trapper Trap News Network, and that's TRAPNEWSNETWORX. Tap in with us on YouTube. If Instagram is just not enough. We are out of here. Go.